In a land of enchantment, where magic and beauty intertwined, a princess named Blanche Neige lived. Her radiance was as dazzling as the purest snow, and her heart as pure as the morning dew. But her life was far from a fairy tale, for she dwelled in the castle with a wicked stepmother, the Queen. The Queen, once a beauty in her own right, had grown envious and consumed by jealousy as Blanche Neige's beauty blossomed. Her obsession with being the fairest in the land knew no bounds, and she sought the counsel of a mystical mirror that hung in her chamber. Each day she would gaze into the mirror and inquire, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror, bound by its magical oath, would reply, "You, my queen, are fair. It is true, but Blanche Neige in beauty surpasses you." This revelation gnawed at the queen's heart like a ravenous beast. Her jealousy festered, and she hatched a dark plan to rid herself of the princess whose beauty had stolen her title as the fairest in the land. She summoned a hunter, her most loyal servant, and ordered him to lead Blanche Neige deep into the enchanted forest and ensure she never returned. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the moon cast its silvery glow, Blanche Neige's fate hung in the balance. The enchanting tale of her life was about to take a perilous turn, where danger and adventure awaited her among the ancient trees and whispered secrets of the forest. In the kingdom of mirrors and silk, where vanity reigned supreme, dwelled a queen of unparalleled beauty. Her face was a masterpiece of perfection, her grace the envy of every courtier, and her charm a spell that captivated all who gazed upon her. Yet, beneath the veneer of her regal facade, a darkness brewed, a darkness known as jealousy. The queen's chambers were adorned with mirrors of every size and shape, each one a testament to her allure. But it was the grand mirror, the one with a frame encrusted in diamonds and moonstones, that held the secret to her torment. Day after day, the queen would stand before it, her eyes locked in a desperate search for affirmation. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," she would implore in a voice that trembled with longing, "who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror, bound by magic and oath, had no choice but to reply, "You, my queen, are fair. It's true. But there's one who surpasses even you." These words, like a dagger to her heart, cut through the queen's pride, igniting the flames of jealousy. She could not bear the thought of another soul, especially her stepdaughter Blanche Neige, surpassing her in beauty. The queen's obsession with her appearance became all-consuming, an unquenchable fire that raged within her. Her obsession knew no limits. She employed the finest perfumers and beauticians to ensure she maintained her beauty, but still, she yearned for more. She demanded the most exquisite gowns, the rarest jewels, and the most enchanting potions, all to chase the elusive image of perfection she saw reflected in her mirror. As the days turned to weeks and the weeks to months, the queen's jealousy deepened, casting a shadow over her kingdom. Her heart, once full of warmth and light, had now grown cold and bitter, and she would stop at nothing to maintain her title as the fairest in the land, even if it meant dark and treacherous deeds lay. In her chamber of secrets, where shadows danced and whispers echoed, the queen stood before her prized possession, the enchanted mirror. Its frame was adorned with gemstones, and its surface shimmering like moonlight on a tranquil lake. This mirror held the power to unveil the truth, no matter how bitter. With trepidation in her heart and a glimmer of desperation in her eyes, the queen's voice quivered as she addressed the mirror's mystical wisdom. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," she entreated, her breath held in anticipation, "who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror, bound by an ancient enchantment and compelled to speak the truth, did not hesitate to deliver its verdict. "You, my queen, are fair, it's true," it began, its voice as smooth as the gentlest breeze. "But Blanche Neige, in beauty, surpasses you." The words hung in the air, heavy as a storm cloud. The queen's heart, once cold with jealousy, now turned to ice. A surge of rage coursed through her veins, and her hands clenched into fists. Blanche Neige, her stepdaughter, had usurped her throne as the fairest in the land, and this was an affront that the queen could not abide. The mirror's revelation was a venomous sting, a bitter truth that would propel the queen into a sinister and vengeful course of action. It marked the beginning of a dark chapter in the tale of Blanche Neige, one where the queen's jealousy would reach its most treacherous heights, and where the young princess's life would hang in the balance, ensnared in a web of enchantment and deceit. In the heart of the castle, where secrets whispered in the shadows and treachery lay in wait, the queen's jealousy festered like a serpent coiled to strike. The mirror's cruel truth that Blanche Neige now outshone her in beauty had ignited a malevolent fire in her heart. With a heart as cold as the northern winds, the queen hatched a sinister plan to rid herself of the beautiful Blanche Neige once and for all. She summoned her most loyal and ruthless hunter, a man of unwavering loyalty to her dark desires, in her chamber adorned with silken tapestries and perfumed with the scent of roses. The queen's voice dripped with venom as she commanded the hunter, "Go deep into the enchanted forest, where shadows dance and secrets dwell. Find Blanche Neige, my stepdaughter, and bring me her heart as proof of her demise." The hunter, a man bound to the queen's will by fear and loyalty, dared not refuse her wicked command. With a bow and a solemn nod, he accepted the treacherous mission, knowing full well the dire consequences of failure. As he departed the castle, the queen's malevolent laughter echoed through the corridors, a chilling prelude to the dark and perilous journey that awaited Blanche Neige in the depths of the enchanted forest. The queen's decision to send the hunter marked the beginning of a harrowing chapter in the young princess's life, where danger and deceit would lurk around every corner, and her survival would depend on her wits and the kindness of unlikely friends. Amidst the castle's towering walls, where secrets whispered and shadows danced, Blanche Neige's heart was heavy with fear. The queen's malevolent command to send a hunter after her had spread like a shadow over her world. She knew that her stepmother's jealousy would stop at nothing to snuff out her life, like a candle in the wind. As night descended with its silken cloak, Blanche Neige slipped from her chamber window, her heart pounding like the drums of a distant battle. Her gown, as white as freshly fallen snow, seemed to glow in the moon's tender embrace as she ventured into the unknown. Into the depths of the enchanted forest she ventured, where ancient trees whispered tales of magic and woe. The moonlight painted a silver path before her, guiding her through the tangled thicket and the murmurs of lurking creatures. The forest, with its secrets and shadows, would be both her refuge and her challenge. Yet, with each step deeper into the heart of the forest, Blanche Neige felt a newfound sense of freedom and strength. The rustling leaves, the song of nightingales, and the gentle caress of the wind whispered words of solace, as if the very forest itself had taken her under its protective wing. But danger lurked in the shadows, for the queen's hunter was not far behind. As Blanche Neige's story unfolded beneath the canopy of ancient trees, the enchanted forest held its breath, awaiting the twists and turns that would determine her fate. In the heart of the enchanted forest, where secrets rustled in the leaves and magic flowed like a hidden stream, Blanche Neige's footsteps carried her deeper into the unknown. The moon, a gentle guardian in the night sky, cast a silvery glow upon her path. It was amidst the dense thicket and towering trees that her journey took an unexpected turn. In a clearing bathed in moonlight, she stumbled upon a quaint and charming cottage, nestled beneath the ancient boughs like a forgotten gem. The cottage, adorned with ivy and wild flowers, beckoned Blanche Neige with its warm and inviting presence. Cautiously she approached, her heart filled with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. What lay beyond the threshold of this enchanting abode? As she pushed open the creaking door, a sight greeted her that was both surprising and heartwarming. Inside the cottage, 7 small beings bustled about, each with a unique and endearing appearance. They were the 7 dwarfs, their names as colourful as their personalities. Doc, happy, grumpy, sleepy, bashful, sneezy, and dopey. Blanche Neige, with a smile as radiant as the dawn, introduced herself and shared her tale of woe. The dwarfs, with hearts as kind as their laughter was infectious, welcomed her into their home without hesitation. In this hidden refuge within the enchanted forest, Blanche Neige found not only sanctuary but friendship as well. The dwarfs became her companions, her confidants and her protectors, guiding her through the mysteries of the forest and shielding her from the dangers that lurked in the shadows. As her story unfolded amidst the charm and camaraderie of the 7 dwarfs, Blanche Neige's heart swelled with gratitude and newfound hope. Little did she know that her presence in their lives would forever change the course of her tale and lead her to unexpected adventures in the magical world of the enchanted forest. In the heart of the forest, where the trees whispered secrets to the stars, lay a quaint and charming cottage, hidden behind verdant bars. It was the dwelling of 7 dwarfs, each with a name unique, their hearts as colourful as the skies, their spirits truly meek. First, there was Doc, the wise and scholarly, with spectacles on his nose. A leader in times of trouble, his knowledge always froze. Happy was the next, his laughter like a bubbling brook. With joyous tunes and cheerful moods, his smile could fill a book. Grumpy, as his name would suggest, had a frown that rarely ceased, yet beneath that gruff exterior, his kindness lay beneath. Sleepy, the drowsy dwarf, found slumber's sweet embrace, with a yawn that echoed through the day, his dreams a cherished space. Bashful, shy and bashful was he, with cheeks of crimson hue. His words were few, his blushes plenty, his heart forever true. Sneezy with a ticklish nose, his sneezes oft did bloom, achoo, achoo. His sneezes echoed like petals in full bloom. Last but not least, Dope, the silent one, has a heart as pure as gold, though he never spoke a word, his actions loudly told. With a twinkle in his eye and a grin that never ceased, Dopey brought laughter to the group, a gentle, loving feast. Their cottage was a haven of warmth and camaraderie, with ivy-covered walls and a hearth that danced with glee. A place of refuge in the wild, where laughter filled the air, and in the company of these dwarfs, Blanche Neige found love so rare. In this charming cottage, beneath the moon's soft light, Blanche Neige's tale continued as day turned into night. With the dwarfs by her side, her story took a new turn as they navigated the enchantment of the forest, with lessons yet to learn. In the heart of the forest, underneath the starry night's embrace, Blanche Neige found herself in a warm and cosy place. The dwarfs, with their colourful hearts and endearing charms, took her in as a family, enveloping her in their arms. Happy with his joyous heart, brought laughter to their days, his cheerful tunes and merry dance like the sun's enchanting rays. Blanche Neige couldn't help but smile, her heart as light as air, in the company of the dwarfs, a bond beyond compare. Grumpy, gruff on the surface, but kind within his core, protected her with fierceness, like a lion's mighty roar. Sleepy, with his drowsy eyes, sought rest at every turn. In his peaceful slumber his dreams, they gently churn. Bashful, ever bashful, his words were few and shy, but his eyes spoke volumes, with a twinkle in reply. Sneezy's sneezes echoed, like a chorus in the breeze, yet Blanche Neige found comfort in their collective ease. And Dope, the silent one, with his heart of purest gold, his actions spoke of love, more precious than any gold. With a grin that never left, he brought joy to every day. In his simple, gentle ways, he found the perfect way to say. Together they explored the woods, where secrets softly sang, and in their newfound friendship a harmony began to hang. Blanche Neige, once lost and afraid, had found a family dear. With the dwarfs, her trusted friends, her heart held nothing but cheer. In the heart of the forest, where the moon and stars did gleam, Blanche Neige's tale unfolded like a gentle, flowing stream. With the dwarfs by her side, her heart was full and bright as they journeyed through enchantment under the starry night. Back in the castle, where shadows danced in the grand hall, the queen's heart was aflame. Her jealousy took its toll. She waited for news of Blanche Neige's demise, so sure, but a twist of fate revealed the truth, much to her heart's impure. Word reached the queen like a bolt from the blue that Blanche Neige still lived, her beauty ever true. Her heart pounded in her chest, her anger flared like fire, and the queen's treacherous heart burned with a vengeful desire. She knew she must act swiftly, for Blanche Neige's life still gleamed. Her stepdaughter's survival was not as it had seemed. With determination and darkness, she hatched a wicked plan. To ensure Blanche Neige's fate lay in her wicked hand. The queen disguised herself, a twisted ruse to play, an old woman frail and feeble, she'd lead her astray. With a poisoned apple so tempting and so sweet, she'd trick Blanche Neige, her vengeance now complete. Through the forest dark and deep, she journeyed to the place where Blanche Neige dwelled with dwarfs in a hidden space. Her heart was a cauldron of malice, her steps filled with glee. She'd make Blanche Neige pay for daring to be free. With the apple in her hand, she approached the cottage door, Blanche Neige unsuspecting, her heart as pure as before. The queen's decision was clear, her evil plan set in motion, to claim her title as the fairest and seal Blanche Neige's fate with poison. But little did she know. The forest held its decree, for in this tale of darkness, light and hope would always be. Blanche Neige's story is a dance of shadows and light as destiny wove its tapestry into the enchanted night.